Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at something, well, maybe something you barely notice, the humble portion cup.
Right. Seems insignificant.
But hold on, because we got a brand new 2025 market report, and it shows this little cup is actually a massive global business.
Exactly. And our goal today really is to get past just the figures and, understand why. Why is this market so big? Where's it actually going?
Yeah, understand the story behind it.
Think of it as getting a surprisingly clear window into a key part of modern life.
And this isn't just guesswork. We've got a really comprehensive market report here. It's packed with details.
Oh, yeah.
Market sizes, growth rates, segment analysis, regional stuff, the works.
It really drills down, gives you the full picture: geography, materials, cup sizes, how they're used, even how they're sold.
Okay, let's just jump right in. There's a number here that honestly made me stop and reread it. For 2025, the global portion cups market projected to hit USD 1.79 billion.
Billion with a B.
It's kind of mind-blowing, isn't it, that our need for, like, the perfect little scoop of salsa fuels an industry that big.
It really does. It shows how much convenience and these sort of pre-measured amounts have just become part of how we eat. And that 1.79 billion, it's not the end point. The report points to some pretty solid growth ahead.
Right. So what's the forecast? Where does it go from there?
Well, by 2033, the projection is nearly $3 billion. USD 2,962.4 million to be precise.
Wow.
And that growth, it's expected to come from a steady compound annual growth rate, CAGR, of about 6.5% between 2025 and 2033.
Okay, 6.5% CAGR. That kind of steady growth, it suggests this isn't just some fad.
Yes, Lena.
The report probably grounds this in some specific timeframes, like what's the base year and forecast period?
Yeah, it does. So the base year they used for calculations was 2024.
Okay.
They looked back at historical data from 2021 to 2024 to sort of see the trends. 2025 is the estimated year, the starting point for the forecast.
Okay.
And then the forecast itself runs from 2025 right through to 2033.
All right, so we have the scale, the growth trajectory.
Yeah.
But what's really driving it? Why are we seeing so many more of these little cups everywhere?
Well, a huge driver, maybe the main one, is just the massive trend towards convenience and on-the-go eating.
Makes sense. Life's fast.
Exactly. People are busy. Portion cups are just simple, no mess, easy to manage food when you're not at home.
Totally relate. My takeout drawer is evidence A. Seems like they just multiply.
Yeah. And that ties into the next point, the growth of the whole food service industry.
Restaurants, cafes.
Right. And especially the takeaway and delivery market, that's just exploded. As those businesses grow, they need more efficient ways to portion things out.
The online food delivery boom must be a massive factor here.
Oh, absolutely critical. Delivery services need packaging that's secure, convenient, stops sauces and dips from spilling everywhere. Portion cups are perfect for that.
Okay.
And then there's another angle, rising awareness about portion control. And interestingly, food waste reduction.
Interesting. Portion control, sure, but waste reduction.
Yeah, these little cups help both people and businesses manage quantities better. Less guesswork, potentially less food getting thrown out.
That's a good point. It's not just laziness, it's maybe a bit more intentional too. Okay, so that's the why. Now, the where. Geographically, where's the action? Which regions are the biggest players?
Right now, North America. It holds the biggest slice, easily over 40% of the global revenue.
40%, wow.
Yep, for 2025, their market size is pegged at around USD 519 million.
Okay.
And looking ahead, a projected CAGR of 5.6% through 2033.
And within North America, I'm guessing the U.S. is the giant?
Absolutely. The U.S. market alone is forecast at about $410 million for 2025, with a CAGR of 5.4%. And what's driving that? Well, it's the continued love for single-serve packaging, but also increasingly a push towards sustainable options. Consumers are asking for it.
Okay. And Canada and Mexico?
Canada's market is estimated around 62 million for 2025. Slightly higher growth rate, actually, 6.4% CAGR.
Interesting. Why higher?
Could be a few things. Maybe some government initiatives pushing sustainable packaging, plus a strong food service sector. And Mexico is significant too, around $47 million projected for 2025, with a 6.1% of CAGR.
So North America is the current leader. Who's number two?
That would be Europe, holding over 30% of the global revenue.
Okay.
Their market size in 2025 is estimated at roughly $430 million, with a CAGR of 5.3% forecast through 2033.
And within Europe, Any standouts?
Well, the UK is pretty big, around $72 million projected for 2025 and a 6.1% CAGR, probably driven by all the on-the-go meal options there.
Right.
Germany is even larger, about $85 million, 5.5% CAGR. And what's interesting in Germany is they're seeing more adoption of reusable portion cups, especially in food service.
Reusable, interesting. A different approach.
Yeah. And then you've got France, Italy, Russia, Spain, all significant markets too.
It's interesting how the growth rates vary a bit across Europe. What causes that?
It's a mix of things, really. Local eating habits, specific regulations in each country, how strong their food service sector is, what kind of food service is popular.
Sure.
Even the smaller markets show steady growth. Sweden, Denmark, Switzerland, Luxembourg, they're all part of the picture.
Okay, so North America and Europe are the big two right now.
Hmm.
But you mentioned earlier, or the report did, another region with really high growth potential.
Yes, absolutely. The Asia-Pacific region, APAC, currently, it's about 23% of global revenue, market size for 2025, around $662 million.
So already substantial.
Very. But the really striking thing is the growth rate. APAC is projected to be the fastest growing region globally, a CAGR of 7.7% from 2025 to 2033.
7.7%. That's impressive. Which countries are driving that in APAC?
China is the heavyweight in the region. Market size around $278 million for 2025, CAGR of 7.2%. That's fueled by demand for confectionery, convenient packaging generally.
Okay.
But look at India, even faster growth, a massive 9.6% CAGR. Market size around $66 million for 2025, and that's driven by rapid urbanization, the explosion of online food delivery there.
Right.
Japan and South Korea are also major markets, strong growth rates too.
So it feels like those key trends, convenience, food delivery, they're just amplified in Asia Pacific.
Exactly. And we're seeing strong growth across the board, Australia, Singapore, Taiwan, Southeast Asia as a whole. It's a region with huge potential for this market.
What about the other regions? South America, Middle East, Africa, how do they fit in?
South America makes up over 5% of the global revenue, market size around $68 million in 2025, and a healthy 7.2% CAGR expected.
Okay.
Brazil and Argentina are the leaders there. Growth factors include urbanization, more fast food chains, that sort of thing.
And the Middle East?
Currently around 2% of global revenue, about $72 million market size for 2025, but a strong CAGR forecast at 7.5%.
Pretty dynamic growth.
Yeah. Saudi Arabia and the UAE are key markets. Turkey's showing strong growth too, maybe linked to its vibrant street food scene.
Makes sense. And Africa?
Africa is currently the smallest region, about 1% of global revenue. Market size around $39 million in 2025, CAGR of 6.5%.
Still growing, though.
Definitely. South Africa is the largest market. Nigeria is showing potential too, linked to growth in catering and event management.
Okay, that covers the global picture really well. Let's get into the specifics now, the nitty-gritty. What are these things actually made of? What sizes are popular? What are they used for? What's the segmentation look like?
Right. So material type, plastic is still dominant, and the report suggests it probably will be for a bit longer.
Why is that?
Just practicality, really. It's light, it doesn't leak easily, you can stack them efficiently,
Yeah.
all really important for food delivery and takeaway.
Yeah, hard to beat for that.
Yeah.
But what about the environment? Everyone's talking about plastic waste. Is that changing things?
Oh, absolutely. It's a huge factor. Bioplastics, that's flagged as the fastest growing segment.
Okay.
There's a clear shift. Consumers increasingly want eco-friendly options. The report even cites a figure, something like over 60% prefer sustainable packaging.
60%, that's significant.
It is, and it's pushing businesses, restaurants, retailers to look at and use bioplastics, things like PLA, often made from cornstarch, or PHA.
Right.
But the report also lists a whole range of other materials: polypropylene, polyethylene, polyamide starch blends, PET, polystyrene, paper, even aluminum foil, and sugarcane-based materials.
So lots of options emerging. Traditional plastic is still number one, but that pressure for greener alternatives is definitely mounting.
Yeah.
What about size? Does capacity matter much?
Oh, definitely. The smallest size, the less than 1 ounce category, that actually holds the largest market share right now.
Probably the tiny ones.
Yeah. It speaks volumes about that portion control trend. Restaurants, meal kits, they use these for dressings, sauces, dips. Helps manage intake, reduce waste, like we talked about.
Yeah, those little dressing cups are everywhere now, you mentioned it. Any other size trends?
Yes, the 3 to 4 ounce segment is growing really fast.
Okay, why that size?
Seems popular for meal prep. And for health-conscious folks. You know, pre-measured yogurt, nuts, maybe small side salads. It fits that focus on healthy eating and convenient pre-portioned meals.
Gotcha.
And of course, there are other sizes mentioned, 1 2-ounce, 5 6-ounce, even above 6-ounce. Each has its niche.
Okay, materials, size, how are they actually used? What are the main applications driving this?
The biggest application category right now is dressings or toppings.
No surprise there.
Right. Our busy lives mean quick meals. These cups make it super easy to add dressing to a salad at your desk, or toppings later, keeps things fresh, stops sogginess.
Yeah.
Think about meal kit services, like HelloFresh was mentioned as an example.
Yeah,
They use these constantly for little add-ins.
definitely. Any application areas growing particularly fast?
Bakery and confectionery is showing rapid growth.
Interesting. How so?
As people look for more sort of premium or gourmet treats, portion cups are being used for things like little pots of frosting, flavored syrups, edible decorations. Think upscale dessert kits or fancy chocolate boxes where elements are kept separate.
Ah, I see. Elevating the experience.
Exactly. Boutique bakeries, specialty dessert places are using them more, and the report lists others too: barbecue sauce, ketchup, guacamole, hummus, soups, dairy, ice cream, lots of uses.
It's amazing how versatile they are.
Yeah.
Okay, who's actually using them the most? Which industries, which sectors, the end users?
The biggest end-use segment is food service outlets.
Makes sense given the delivery boom.
Absolutely. Online delivery means restaurants rely heavily on these for sauces, condiments. Safe, hygienic, allows customization, keeps portions consistent.
Right. And which end user group is growing fastest?
That would be institutional food services.
Right, hospitals and schools.
Exactly. Hospitals need strict portion control for patient diets. Schools are offering more varied, balanced meals. Portion cups help serve precise amounts, supports healthy eating, minimizes waste there too. And other end users include, the expected ones: full-service restaurants, QSRs, ice cream shops, cinemas, airlines, railways, offices, even just households.
Okay, final piece of the puzzle. How are they actually bought and sold? The sales channels.
Currently, direct sales has the largest share. Manufacturers selling straight to businesses.
Why is that advantageous?
Often cuts costs, streamlines logistics, especially with the rise of cloud kitchens or big meal kit companies making bulk purchases. Direct deals make sense.
Okay, and the fastest growing channel.
That's retailer.
So people buying them in stores.
Yeah, exactly. More people are meal prepping at home, want portion control for their own lunches or snacks, so they're buying packs of portion cups at supermarkets, convenience stores, online.
Right.
Plus, smaller food businesses, local bakeries, food trucks, they often buy smaller amounts through retailers too. Other channels mentioned are hypermarkets, specialty stores, discount clubs, and e-retail, of course.
Convenience again. It really seems to be the thread running through everything here. Okay. Stepping back a bit, if we look at the big picture drivers, restraints, trends, what are the key takeaways?
Well, we've hit the main drivers pretty hard. That relentless demand for convenience and on the go, the food delivery explosion, plus the focus on portion control and cutting food waste.
Right. And the roadblocks. What's holding the market back or causing challenges?
The big one is environmental concerns. Plastic waste is a huge issue, leading to stricter regulations trying to reduce plastic use.
Yeah.
That's a major restraint.
Yeah.
And also, food safety rules and compliance standards. They add complexity, add cost for manufacturers.
Understandable. And looking forward, the big trends to watch.
Definitely the continued push for sustainable, eco-friendly packaging. That bioplastics growth is key. And also advancements in the packaging tech itself. Things like developing smart portion cups.
Smart portion cups, like what?
Well, it's early days, but think QR codes maybe for tracking ingredients or allergens or even temperature indicators, stuff like that.
Wow, okay. That's definitely future-facing.
For sure. Now, just before we wrap, maybe a quick word on who's actually making these things. The competitive landscape. It's not just tiny companies, right?
No, not at all. The report paints a picture of a mixed landscape. You've got big multinational packaging giants,
Right.
regional players, and more specialized suppliers. And they're all competing on things like innovation, how sustainable their materials are, price, obviously, and how well they can distribute their products.
Yeah, and we're seeing the leaders investing in new features. Things like lids that show tampering, cups that are safe for microwaves or freezers, and that smart labeling tech we just mentioned.
Okay.
The report names some key players: Amhill Enterprises, Huhtamaki, Sunoco Products, Berry Global, Dark Container, Quite a few big names.
And it's interesting, even big food companies are getting involved in the packaging innovation side, like Nestle.
Yeah, that was a good example in the report. Nestle Ireland, back in October 2022, announced a big move to switch packaging for Quality Street and Kit Kat to recyclable materials, reducing a lot of traditional plastic. It just shows how important sustainability is becoming, even for the companies using these cups downstream.
Okay, so let's try and pull this all together for you, the listener.
Yeah,
What we've seen in this deep dive is that the portion cup market, well, it's surprisingly huge, and it's still growing significantly across the globe.
definitely.
It's clearly fueled by our modern lifestyles, busy schedules, the boom in food delivery, but also by a growing awareness around managing portions and reducing waste.
And while plastic is still the main material, that shift towards sustainable options like bioplastics is undeniable and picking up speed. Plus, there are these really interesting differences in growth and focus across different regions of the world.
Exactly. It's a market that really reflects so many aspects of our daily lives, how we eat takeout, how hospitals manage food, even how we pack our own lunches.
That tiny cup tells a big story.
It really does. Which leads us to a final thought for you to consider. Think about this small, everyday item, the portion cup, and think how deeply it actually mirrors shifts in how we eat, how we think about the environment, even how the global economy works.
Yeah.
What other seemingly ordinary things around us might hold equally surprising insights into our world? Something to think about. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.